You know who should probably start over, Mike? Or just like just drop,
Uh,
just leave entirely.
are you trying to suggest that one of the biggest social media enterprises is trying? Is that what you're trying to say? You're trying to they
Mm,
need to disappear? Is that it?
maybe I was harsh. All right,
That was strong.
very strong. What
Yeah,
can I
break it
say,
down for
dude?
people.
I get passionate sometimes. All right, but Meta, but Meta,
Yeah, Facebook.
formerly known as Facebook.
Yeah.
And Meta's losing billions on the metaverse, and it's not getting better. I hate to say it.
Jeez.
Oh, it's not getting better. The Facebook and Quest company Meta is currently getting raked over the coals by investors due to yet another quarter of massive losses in its VR and metaverse division. Company's quarterly earnings revealed that the Reality Labs division, which covers its VR and XR efforts as well as metaverse endeavors, saw $3.7 billion in losses from operations. But while this was an exponentially large loss for the division, or exceptionally large loss for the division, it's coming off a long history of losses going back quarter after quarter. This same division has seen losses of 9.4 billion so far this year compared to 6.9 billion in the same period last year. That's a lot of money, dude. Oh my gosh.
That's that's insane.
That's
And
so
we
wild.
covered their VR headset, $1,500, I remember.
Yeah, it's the new Pro, the new VR the
Jeez.
new Pro headset,
I guess we know why it's so
Quest Pro.
expensive. They need a bailout.
Yeah, they need something. It says notably though, this doesn't seem to be directly tied to a massive drop in revenue. Excuse me. Overall, the company's revenue was $29 billion for the quarter, down only 4% year over year. But revenue from the Reality Labs segment alone was only 285 million, meaning Facebook's family of apps division, which deals with Facebook, Instagram, and the like, largely carried the company. Put simply, Meta's VR and metaverse efforts are bringing in very little money compared to how much money Meta is spending on them. So, something you never want to hear about a division, right? Like it just doesn't. It's not good, Just not.
But they're trying to be innovative. So all innovation costs money.
It's very true.
Especially if you're going to try to be a pioneer, then I think it makes sense that you're going to lose a lot of money in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very true. Um, they, of course they've said to stakeholders and stuff, and it says Meta said that the increased scrutiny on all areas of operating expenses on this division is they certainly see from investors. Um, but yeah, I mean, it says give some of the language using the earnings. It's sounding more and more like this may mean layoffs soon, which is rather unfortunate,
That's crazy.
but yeah, but I think to your point too, it's like, they're trying to do something they're trying to do something crazy and never been done before and that kind of stuff. I know I listened to part of a podcast recently with Mark Zuckerberg and Joe Rogan because he was on Joe Rogan Experience. Um and they talked, I think, and like Mark talked about a lot of like the stuff they're working on, especially with Metaverse and like just the VR division in general. I mean, he like Mark Zuckerberg often is, he has big visions and big ideas for
Yeah.
where he wants to take it. And so yeah, who knows? But he also always mentions, this stuff is in the very early stages, so it's 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 going to be a while before we see even VR headsets. I feel like that are in a very immersive experience at an affordable cost, and something that's going to be used widely. But yeah, it's VR is definitely certainly taking a while, but um who knows? Right? Maybe we're getting closer and closer to something big. You never know when it comes to tech. So um yeah, overall pretty crazy stuff for the meta for Meta. And
Yeah.
honestly, like metaverse, I be it just seems like kind of a like I've never really seen much on it, and who knows if we'll see stuff on it for a while. But it also seems like everyone's spending especially like a lot of the billionaires and stuff are spending a lot of money on stuff in the metaverse, which is interesting. But yeah,
Yeah, it's all very speculative. Probably the best way to put it.
yeah, it's probably a good way of putting it. Um,
Yeah. Who
yeah.
knows if it's actually going to work out cuz they don't. They're just risking it. It's like gambling but for billionaires.
Yeah, yeah. It's probably a good point. It was funny too because it said Phil Spencer actually called the current ideations of the metaverse a poorly built video game, saying that building a metaverse that's like a living room is not how I want to spend my time. And coming from Phil Spencer himself.
Yeah,
Um,
the guy who basically represents all gaming.
yeah, at the moment, yeah. So
Yeah,
very interesting
yeah,
take, and I would I think so far I kind of agree with that. So we'll see. It's one of those things. We might get proven wrong always, but it's looking weird right now to say the least. Um,
yeah. Let me read one part of the article.
yeah.
So back to where you just saw Phil Spencer's thing, and you can highlight it if you want to. This is a very concerning sentence, okay? It says, at the same time, Zuckerberg and Meta were being readily mocked by the internet due to the ridiculous visuals of its employee metaverse, Horizon Worlds, which apparently none of its employees actually enjoy using. If you're an employee
Mhm.
designing something and you don't like what you're designing, that's a problem.
That's rough.
That is a problem.
Yeah,
You gotta enjoy it, man. And if you don't enjoy it, then what are you doing?
yeah. And
So,
what's the point?
yeah,
You
what's
know?
the point? So, that's concerning to me.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely. Yeah,
I haven't seen anything for like the actual like the MetaQuest Pro demos at all.
I haven't
And
either.
that's like
Funny
that's
enough.
like kind of our hobby slash job right now.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Yeah, no, it's not. It's definitely not easily findable to say the least, which is
No,
weird. But
really weird.
you don't
Like
know.
I've seen VR stuff all over the place online of like new games, like indie devs putting out games that are like, have you seen the first person shooter VR headset or like VR? Like it's supposed to be a competitive game. It looks like CS:GO mixed with Valorant. It's crazy.
Well,
Well, that in itself is kind of the same thing, but you know what I mean. Um,
yeah,
but it's VR. It looks insane. It has such a cool like spectator mode.
hmm,
I'll have
interesting.
to.
I don't know if I've
I
seen it.
won't. Yeah, I'm not gonna shoot in the dark right now, but it should be releasing soon, I believe. Um,
Hmm,
I'll have to tell you later.
yeah,
But
yeah. I'd be curious to see it. Sure.
all that basically to say there are other options, so they need to do something about their marketing team. I need to see some action.
Yeah, that's putting it lightly, but they need to start ramping up, get something innovative, as some people say. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what comes of the metaverse. Maybe it's the future, but I don't know. We all thought crypto was, and look what crypto is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Hey,
know
don't
what
worry,
I'm
it's gonna bounce back. It's gonna bounce back.
saying?
Help me.
Rebound, baby, rebound.
Help me. I'm
Uh,
poor.
help me. Oh my gosh.
Oh, we shouldn't joke. There's somebody right now real sad.
Yeah. To be fair, if
To be
if
fair.
if you're like me and you invested in crypto at all in the past 2 years, you're in the red. So we're all right there down in the trenches right now. So
Yeah.
is what
But
it
you know
is.
what they say, if you're down, there's only one direction you can go. Bankrupt. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, down the
Have you
oh,
ever seen
dude.
negatives? Go
uh,
exponential?
yeah,
Let's
go
go.
exponential, dude.